A short story about a special invite. Now before I begin, I do hope this is loud, but I'll not share any screenshots as it would clearly identify me and the person who does not know who I am. I got an invite today to an online event for a tech company that partners with mine. The invite lays out how special and fantastic it will be that I should really attend. I'm the host. I don't leave us hanging, are you gonna not? Might as well, nothing better to do, I'll let you know if it's any good. You should decline the invite and give the reason that you know the host personally and have a problem with them. Random person explaining an astronaut how space works. To be completely clear, at the altitude at which a Mach 10 hypersonic aircraft would be flying, the ejection would be very survivable. The re-entry into the atmosphere, in just a pressurized chute, not so much. A Mach number in the ratio of an object's speed in a given medium to the speed of sound in that medium. There is travels of a vacuum, so there is no medium. A Mach number doesn't exist for spacewalk. A Checks Notes gardener explaining how space things work. Checks Notes again. An astronaut who actually walked in space. Twitter is amazing. God, I love Twitter. I love Twitter so much. Friend of mine in Burnley who knows him says he may even have to retire this season. Don't believe everything you hear. I can tell you he's 100% fit. And your source? I'm his dad. Good for you. Can you hold this baby? My grandmother had no idea who she had just handed me to. When I was only a few months old, my mom, dad, and grandmother ran into a woman who was being driven around in a limousine. My mother and father recognized her immediately, but my grandmother didn't. My mom asked the woman if they could get a picture together, and the woman agreed. So my dad stepped back a few paces to take a picture. However, just before he snapped it, my grandmother handed me through the open door to the woman in the limousine. She was sitting in the back seat and her feet outside the car. My dad took the picture at this moment. Afterwards, they were walking away. My mother was completely mortified with what my grandmother had done. Didn't you realize who that was? She didn't have a clue. That was Lady Bird Johnson. My grandmother, with complete spontaneity, had just dumped me square into her lap. Miss Johnson was on tour to meet the public and raise support for her husband shortly after he had just taken office. Kennedy had been shot only 6 or 7 months prior to this. Apparently, they had stopped for lunch, and that's when my family had bumped into her. She had happily agreed to a photo together, but hadn't expected that. At the last moment, my grandmother would have handed her a baby. So at my mom's house, in one of her family albums, there's a photo in black and white of me as a baby being held by the perplexed-looking but very gracious First Lady of the United States of America. God, that's a better story than me. I got dropped in the toilet by a famous person. Not really. It was my dad. Users over at r/chess post an 8-year-old puzzle. OP of the puzzle replies, Show this to your students. Ask them to guess what is behind the gray square. Most will be shocked by the answer. If you know, don't spoil it. What are you... The answer from 8 years ago. Please don't tell me you were scrolling down 8 years so far by you say you got this saved. A little bit of both. I'm the OP. Coolest plot twist I've ever seen. Legendary internet moment. Good for that guy. Maybe, just maybe, you don't understand how good software engineering works and, even more important, how it is done by good software engineers. If you think Zoom is even majority software engineers, I have some surprising news for you. Maybe you don't know how good software engineering works, Emmett, founder of Twitch.television. I don't think you've been in this country. I was born there. One thing about Afghans is that the average Afghan looks like they could be a model. Afghans are beautiful, but bro, the vast majority don't have colored eyes. If you go to Afghanistan, maybe 2 to 3% of the population there will have the classic green eyes. I don't think you've been to Afghanistan. 85% have colored eyes there. I was born there. Can most certainly confirm that no, the majority have dark eyes. Roasted! It's deeply depressing that the killer app of contemporary machine learning is bullcrap generation. We literally solved protein folding. Don't forget I'm the guy who made that happen. A classic case of r/Dontyouknowwhoiam. Obi-Wan, now that is a name I've not heard in a long time. I think my uncle knows him. He said he was dead. Oh, he's not dead, not yet. You know him? Well, of course I know him. It's me. He created El Tigre. Super Mario fan art over the years. How the frick did he nail the El Tigre art style? I got to do a Zoom call with this guy a little bit ago. It was about a pilot thing. He's a really nice person who somehow saw my sus thumbnail, so moving on. I have spent 6 years working on Twitter for Android and can say this is wrong. So the guy who owns Twitter and has access to the entire system is wrong, but random internet dude is right. I'm gonna say incredulity. You know you are a random internet dude, right? I actually helped build this thing, dummy! A Capitol police officer who was nearly crushed to death in one of the most frightening situations I can imagine. Why? He got compressed little. He will live and with a fat taxpayer pension. Have you been paying attention to what the pigs have been doing to US for the last century? Imagine asking Robert Everson, #IWriteOK, host of Behind the Snasters, creator of It Could Happen Here, Behind the Police and Uprising, a guy from Portland Riot regular and streamer, and owner of Hand Smashed by a Proud Boy, if he's been paying attention. Outstanding. Professional stunt rider Sarah Leotis is an amateur, trying to control that one friend that just gets too drunk. And this, children, is a graphic example of why professional stunt riders employ a lanyard to pin which kills the motor as soon as the rider is a certain distance from the machine. Amateurs, on the other hand, provide content graphically displaying their inability to grasp basic concepts. Your article is filled with lies or inaccuracies, but either way, it's pretty much bullcrap. Great job. I will allow you and read the article. This is well-respected journalist who has covered Korea and the crisis for decades. Show some respect. It's an article about me, dummy. Olympian marathoner Molly Citadel gets coached on an airplane. On my flight, was talking to a guy next to me, and it came up that I run. He starts telling me how I need to train high mileage and pulls up an analysis he made of a pro runner's training on his phone. The pro runner was me. It was my training. Didn't have the heart to tell him. You should have. It would have been funnier. Yes, I'm Nielsen. Lost the title after he annoyed the FDIDE president in questions about transparency. That's not how the norms work, my guy, but I like your attempt to egg him, though. Just for the record, I do know how norms work. We covered them briefly in a recent I.O. seminar alongside how to calculate performance ratings. Through the norm requirements themselves, I knew beforehand in less inaccurate detail. You don't know who Will Wheaton is, do you? I loved hashtag Last Jedi. It hit... Is that Star Trek, you dummy? You just showed everyone who liked it. You don't know who Will Wheaton is, do you? He's a famous actor and troll, and I love him for it. It would have taken 2 seconds to Google his name. DJ tips. Play at least 50% of your own music in your set. Avoid toxic, failing artists and their negative energy. Post 3 or more times per week on TikTok. Find a manager that will fight for you. Realize that interesting band is greater than skilled music producer. What if as a DJ you own music simply isn't as good as the best of the draft? My content is obviously directed at professional house and techno DJs. It sounds like you may have some work to do in the studio first. Wishing you the best. I've done a few bits over the years, mate. I'm just saying. To be fair to both of these, I don't know who either of them are, and I googled them both, still not sure what the DJ has done after seeing his top songs. My favorite thing about this sub is people who know absolutely about the topic of the OP saying, I've never heard of them either. Talk about missing the point. Yeah, kinda. Bro, we get it. You don't like the game, but a lot of people who do and are enjoying the game go make on Zelda or something for real. That's literally my quote at the top, LMAO. I didn't know who he was. So I have this condition, syndrome. I don't know. I'm just not good with faces, and my vision isn't the best either. This happened many, many years ago. A group of friends and I went to watch some fairly famous local indie band and enjoy a nice hour of chill and cool music. After the concert ended, I wanted to keep memory of the occasion, so I asked the first guy I found to take a picture of us. He looked confused, my friends looked mortified, but he did take the picture. After he left, they told me that was the main guitarist. I has just asked the guitarist to take the picture of total nobodies. None of my friends has allowed me to live this down, and I don't think I ever will. Can you not use improper grammar, please? It makes it hard for my dumb brain to read. Stay in school, PhD chemist. No, it's not. The metal is harmless. You're confusing it with mercury or compounds of gallium, which have completely different properties. Stay in school. I just finished my PhD in chemistry. Might I direct you to my paper on gallium chemistry in Agawatre Chem, published in 2020? Vidman is both puppet and puppeteer. Question is who pulls his strings. Musk is a fascist troll. His retort is the same as Banans, who organized a recent global puppet masters conference. Define fascist liar. Bet you can't. Fascist modernists. Oh, I see. Yeah, good for you, Ruth. Interviewer asked the band's guitarist. System of a Down. System of a Down? I just thought those guys were the best. If you guys missed System of a Down, you missed everything. They blew me away. Good for them. Good for asking, Darren. Yes, random YouTuber is a psychologicalist expert. Yes, random commenter didn't take the time to see that I'm a licensed counselor, trauma therapist in the psychological field for 10 years. Tom thought she tweeted for a living. Excellent, but watch the documentary. Weird of you to reply to a tweet of mine professing an all-seeing eye on U.S. politics and constitutional affairs at the back of watching one documentary. Maybe try doing a degree in it. Working there for 4 months helped my understanding is all. I'm a constitutional lawyer, Tom. I posted a joke on Reddit and had 1,000 people tell me, hey loser, you stole this from r/white people Twitter. I followed that link and it was a screenshot of my joke. Good for you, Randy. Knowledged via marriage. I don't have screenshots, but I, female, once gently corrected a woman on social media regarding an erroneous statement she made about mental health, mostly because I didn't want other people to think that she was accurate. She immediately replied that she knew what she was talking about because she was married to a mental health professional. My reply, well, my husband is also married to a mental health profession. Good reply, good reply. I know Palestinians lost their homes and land, but they should shut up because I paid money for tuition. Oh, I'm not touching this one with a 50-foot stick. Moving on. At least the girl knows what she's talking about when it comes to the Israel versus Palestine conflict, so shut the frick up. Damn, that's so crazy. Here's a picture of me, a Palestinian, at the United United Nations. Best in the world, Rando on Reddit. Awesome, that's not easy. Thank you, you're right. God knows I've tried, although. Nice lap. He's got a bright feature in sim racing. If I could make a suggestion, I'd recommend turning the look to Apex feature along with any camera movement. He holds the world record M8. I don't think he's looking for any suggestions from a random Reddit poster. Snape is all grey. You can't make him a saint. He was vindictive and bullying. You can't make him a devil. He died to save the wizarding world. No, he died to clear his conscience. You know, she's a bad person now, but she's got a point. This dude telling famous producer and rapper John Wayne that his music isn't hip-hop. Not hip-hop, but very cool arrangement. This is news to me. Don't get me wrong, sweet timing and neat arrangement, zero knocks in talent and hardware. No problem, and thanks for listening. I appreciate the input. I was just taken off guard. First time someone told me what I was doing wasn't hip-hop. At first for everything, I guess. Do you think Blue Marvel could do this to 616 Hulk? No, it would be a toss-up. He couldn't just one-shot the Hulk. That would be disrespectful. The way I look at the Blue Marvel can hang up and beat anybody when it comes to top-tier heroes, but they could also beat him as well. It depends on what the story is and who's ready it. Same case for Sentry, you think? I like this interpretation, man. Blue Marvel is the guy you put in someone's path to stop them, and he may not win, but they aren't going to get past him either. Cornelius Clay, the second Sentry, only ever loses to bad writing. He one-shot a Beyonder. You high AF. Kyle Witcher, for those who do not know, Kevin created Blue Marvel, so you are literally telling the creator of a character that he is high AF in his evaluation of his character's power levels. So, yeah, that's great. Moving on! The Uncredited English Translator. Put out by Machema was an incredible book. The Uncredited English Translator really captured all the nuances of the native Hangul. Thank you. It was written originally in English by an American, me. I was credited as the author. Good for you. Former head of FBI counterintelligence. You clearly don't understand the law when it comes to classified documents. Here's a tweet to support my assertion. Oh, please tell me more. This is the greatest sight in the universe. She's literally the woman in the picture. The bottom picture is totally not like 20 years old. My niece yelled, "It's you and Mom," while watching Wednesday. Yeah, totally. Totally, buddy. Totally. He's the director for the event location. The allegation that the tournament venue was never booked was frankly baffling. It was 1,000,000,000% booked. You have any proof of this? Techport Center Arena isn't showing or even mentioning any Smash related on their upcoming events before or after. I do. I'm the director of esports and gaming and have been planning with this Justin in our community for a while now. Thanks for clarifying. Also, I know the person who drew that profile picture. Her name's Kitten Sneeze. It's Snow Miser. She's like a really good artist. Me talking about fossils. Random man, and trust me, I follow a page called Scottish Fossils on Instagram. Ah, cool, that's me. No, this is someone else. They have a PhD. Hey, that's me. But you have tattoos. I still have a PhD. Antidote. Once we went to pitch a comedy drama to a certain commissioner, he expressed doubt that I had the right tone for the channel BBC4. Suggested I watch something called A Child's Christmas in Wales. I mean, I wrote that, I said politely. This user asked Summoning Salt to try it out in Mike Titan's Punch-Out. For those of you that didn't know, Summoning Salt holds the world record in 6 of the 7 major Mike Tyson's Punch-Out categories. Yeah, they just screwed up. I'm not even going to read it. It's just a big embarrassment section. Yep, there it is, the proof. So I ordered a Josh Giddey jersey a few weeks ago, and they sent me an extra. Anyone want a free Giddey jersey? Yeah, I want it. You don't know you, little bro, Josh Giddey. I mean, his name is Josh Giddey, so... Nah, I don't know you, little bro. Haha, roasted. Hope you didn't pay for those printables. USS Enterprise sent print-and-play aircraft carrier for my teeny 3D printable F-14 jets. I didn't pay for those F-14s. Those are free on printables.com. I know I designed them and shipped them. The jets are still free on the site. Bro, you did an amazing job. You also did the MiG-23, didn't you? Nice. Weird first date. Hell yeah, if that's how they are on a first date, the sky the limit. Right? Those weirdos are meant for each other, and I love it. Who is this comedian? I've seen him post a few times here, and he's really funny. You literally reply to him. Man with profile named after the show Sons of Anarchy goes after Jason Isabel, not realizing the show featured Isabel's music. Yeah, hey, that show you named yourself after used some of my music. Love it! People on Twitter are always in attack mode? Yes, they are, and they need to be banned from it, especially the children. They don't know what they're talking about. Netflix emails a recommendation for Chunk of Earth to Diane Morgan, who plays Phenomenal Chunk. Netflix has just sent me an email suggesting I might like this. Really nice. What is this show? It looks bad. Dish de Sousa finds out who Academy Award-winning writer and director Billy Ray is. I have no idea who you are, but I have made the 2 most successful political documentaries on the last decade. You, on the other hand, have not. Me, Captain Phillips, The Hunger Games, Richard Jewell, The Comedy, Rule, Breach, Shattered Glass, etc. You a felony convict. Stand down, butthole. You're bad for my country. Damn, that's nasty. People die falling like that. The muscle flexion after she hit the ground is concerning. That probably means her brain was seriously injured. LOL, you a doctor? Boxers do this getting knocked out all the time. Doesn't mean her brain is severely injured. Pseudo doctors on Twitter, man. Not a doctor for EMTB. I don't know what that means. Getting ready for the weekend. Happy holla meme. I'm not Tony Hawk. I love Tony Hawk. He's the absolute best person ever. Work on your reading comprehension. You need to work on your reading comprehension. The highlighted portion of the study does not say what you seem to think it does. I am actually aware of what is written in Chung L 2023. I co-authored the paper. Yeah. See, my name is Christy Miller at the top. There you go. There you go. Roast 'em. A simple biocheck could have been nice. I love women telling me how their bodies work. Actually, I'm a urologist debunking crappy myths that hurt people. By the way, not a single male urologist I know endorses semen retention either, except your crazy crystal one. Anyways, everyone, have a great day and stay good people.